So get ready for story time. I'm tired. I didn't get any sleep yesterday, at least very little. Once again, something interesting happens in my world, and I have to talk about it. Windy outside. It was actually raining this morning, which I couldn't believe. It wasn't supposed to. We didn't see it in the forecast at all. It was actually raining outside. It was kind of nice, just as I'm about to get off work. Saturday night, busy night at work. I am in the kitchen in the back of the restaurant. I'm talking to the HD crew because I check on those guys all night long to make sure they're okay. Shit, I look terrible. I am tired. I get this radio call, security to the bar. I need to be part of all of those calls anyway because my security's not really supposed to do anything without me, so not unusual to get security calls, especially on a weekend night. We get them all the time. So didn't really think anything of it. I get out to the bar. There's a cocktail waitress that's flagging me down saying, hey, we had a complaint about a gangbanger at the bar. So I'm looking around and I see this bald guy over on the other side of the bar. He's got tattoos on his head and he's got some tattoo stuff going on his face. And he's over there being kind of loud. So the security guy and I are standing there just kind of watching him, and he's being loud. He looks pretty lit as he got there. We didn't get him that way, but he was already like that when he got into the building. He's talking to a couple of Hispanic guys, and his voice is kind of loud. And tell the security, just keep an eye on him. He's not causing any problems, and it's a bar. Sometimes people get a little loud, a little more boisterous when they're kind of lit. And I went over and I talked to the person that had the concern about him because they were fairly close to where he was at the bar, and I said, let's just keep an eye on him. He's not causing any problems. Security guy is hanging out kind of close to there, but they have no idea what we're doing. And this guy on the other side of the bar is sitting there with a buddy. It looks like a buddy of his. They're kind of dressed the same, and then there's a couple of Hispanic guys that are next to them, and they're having a conversation. They're having a good time. We watch them. We just watch them for a little while. Bartender is really good at taking care of things at the bar like that. So if it starts to get a little out of hand, he'll say, hey, let's calm down. Let's do this. The guy's older than me. He's got some wisdom behind him. So he said, no, he's fine. He's okay. We're not going to serve him because he's already lit. We already told him we weren't going to serve him, and he seemed to be fine with it. We just took a kind of a wait and see attitude with this guy because he wasn't causing any trouble. I'm not going to give anybody any shit because they're just being loud. Fast forward about 2 hours, and we have this guy's story. He's a soldier. He's been in Ukraine for the last 3 years, fighting with the Russians. He's got tattoos on his face, but it's military stuff. He's blowing off steam all night long. Imagine what this guy has seen. 3 years fighting, families getting broken up, buddies getting killed, just carnage, constantly fighting for your life. No wonder he was blown off steam, kind of where his mindset was at that particular time. He was there with his buddy. His buddy wasn't drunk, but he was pretty lit. And like I said, we weren't going to serve him anything. We offered him coffee, soda. Fast forward a couple of hours, and he is sobering up. And he's had a chance to kind of tell us a little bit about what's going on, but soldiers, at least in my experience, I'm not a soldier, I'm not even anywhere close to that, but in my experience, they generally don't really talk about things that have happened, especially if they were wartime. He was affected by it. I can't imagine the stuff that's in this kid's head. And he was a kid. I think I was living in Chicago when he was born, 90, 91. Anybody that has been in combat like that will come back affected. And he had a bullet in his foot, and he needed a special surgery to get this bullet out of his foot that he couldn't get where he was. We got him sobered up, and he was very articulate. He was a nice kid. He was a nice guy. He had a lot of stuff on his mind, and it's understandable. And chatted with him a little bit and find out that he doesn't have a ride home. He doesn't have a ride. He's kind of there by himself now. This is probably 4:30 in the morning. Me working where I work, it's a big enough place to be kind of a major player in our area, but it's small enough to where everybody knows everybody. Anytime there's a flat tire in the parking lot or a dead battery or somebody's car just it's not starting, we always have somebody that'll help. we all pitch in and try to help the people that are there. We do have a lot of regulars that come in every single weekend, and we take care of them. We all take care of each other, and we're very successful in keeping that kind of a vibe around the place. Shortly before 5, we found him a ride. He's a regular that comes in and plays, and he's in there during the nighttime, and he kind of overheard what was going on, and he said, "Hey, I'll take him home. He's got a place to go. We're going to get him there." He was able to leave the casino, and he was in good shape, and he got home okay. People at the bar that thought he was a gangbanger didn't really look at him all that well. He just didn't have that vibe. I guess the point to this story, or the moral of this story, is don't assume you know what's going on. Don't judge somebody before you know what their story is, because everybody's got a story. Everybody has a situation that they're in. Sometimes it's not even their own doing. Don't go off half-cocked thinking you know what's going on. It doesn't hurt to just watch and try to put yourself into somebody else's shoes. I would never want to be in a soldier's shoes, especially in a combat. You just don't know what they're going through. They call it PTSD, from seeing the things that you see during that kind of a situation. I'm trying not to be so judgmental. It's kind of in my nature to look at somebody and, no, that dude is transparent, and we know exactly what's going on with him, and a lot of times we do, believe me. But everybody has a story, and you have to sit back and kind of figure out what the story is all about. Put yourself in their shoes, at least as much as you can. That's it. I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to try not to look so damn tired. Ooh, it's getting harder. It's getting harder.